I love street food. That's
Yeah.
what we do say. We're Mexican street food. When I travel, I don't necessarily search out like what's the fanciest Michelin star restaurants. I'm like, talk to the person working at the bank, like, where do you go for lunch? And that's how I like to research places.
Before we get started, I have a small favor to ask from you. Currently, 85% of our viewers are not subscribed. My goal is 50%. So if you've ever liked any of the videos we've posted, if you like this channel, can you do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button? It helps this channel more than you know, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests get, and the more exceptional the properties get. Thank you, and enjoy this episode. I'm John GRAFFT, and I love Chicago real estate. Between showings, I stop in my favorite places, talk with local business owners, and bring their story to you. This is my Chicago.
When you're developing things on the menu, when you're working out new recipes, have you eaten somewhere and you're like, I really like this, I want to try and do something like it? Or what's pushing that change?
I definitely, when I travel, I'm a very adventurous eater. And sometimes my stomach doesn't like me for that. But no, that's definitely the motivation is going to new places. How are they doing this? How are they doing that? I do have limitations because my kitchen is very tiny. So I constantly have to, if we make a new dish, we're like, how are we going to make something new with what we already have?
Yeah.
And that's a challenge. But, you know, I also observe fast food chains and those places, and that's what they do. They recreate dishes what you have because that's how you cut cost and you're reusing the same product, especially when you have space limitations. And so, yeah, that's definitely how... You know, we was seasonally, like right now we have fish tacos. I normally don't have fish in the menu. So then it's like, oh, we introduce one new item, but everything else that goes on the taco has to already be here. Yeah, you go. Place, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like when I look at a place like Taco Bell, it's just what you said about fast food. It's like, I feel like they know their next 20 years of things they're going to offer already, and they're just slowly pushing them out. Like, okay, now we're going to do the Dorito tortilla or whatever it is.
Yeah, now it's a Dorito. Now it's a round Dorito.
Yeah.
Oh, that's part of just reusing same product, and there's nothing wrong with that because the more you use the same product you have, the fresher it's going to be, and that's very important. I do shopping twice a week, well, three shopping days, so that we always have like fresh meats in house and fresh vegetables or whatever that we use. So going shopping a lot for me is also a burden, but it's got to be done.
What does that look like? So, you know, doing all these interviews with all these different businesses and all the restaurants I've gone to, I am so surprised at how small their kitchens are.
You've never seen a smaller one than mine.
We're gonna see. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna check that out. But it's kind of unbelievable. I see people just so tight, moving past each other, getting past one another. Now, going with all the food, you're going 3 times a week. Are they delivering that, or you're going to get it?
I'm going to get it.
Why is that?
I tried the delivery. Because we're a smaller place, delivery companies want you to order X amount of things, and they charge more. And so sometimes I'm like, it was a slow week. I don't need 20 items. I need 7 items. So it keeps your costs down. Me doing it myself. It takes a lot more of my time, but I also get to pick the product. So if I get a bag of jalapenos, I go through them. They give me a bag of whatever the fuck they got.
Yeah.
And if I do it, I like not gonna pick the ugly ones, and it tastes better and lasts longer. So yeah, picking it out yourself. It does add a lot of hours to my time.
I bet.
But that's why you get employees for the other part, so that you can focus on those kind of things.
What's it like retaining an employee in this environment? Everyone talks about all the struggles with employment. People aren't working. It's hard to hire right now. We're in this strange place where everything's more expensive. There's inflation. There's all this stuff going on. How do you keep the people you have, and how do you look for new people when you need to?
So, I mean, you have to put yourself in like their shoes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're them, how do you want to be treated? What would you want from being here? And that's where it starts. So it's you have to be somewhat competitive with overall wages in the area. Obviously, wages is the number one thing everyone's going to look for. And then also, like, what do you do for employees? Like, do you offer them a meal? Do you offer them discounts, whatever it is. How do you treat them? Do they ask for days off? Are you giving it to them? So it's kind of like you have to work with them. You have to be there. You can't just be like, fuck you, I'm the boss. And you know what I mean? Because you burn people out. And so hiring, it's tough. Like every other business, we've had our issues with searching for the right people because it's the right person for your fit, you know?
Yeah.
There's some people that are happy with this environment and are okay with taking less money, or there's people that I was like, no, I'd rather go work at Chili's and make double, you know? So it's kind of finding the right personality that fits your environment and your criteria.
What does the average person's work week look like? How many days are they working? How many hours? What days are your busiest days?
Our busiest days are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They switch up. Sundays are getting a little busier, but we're open all day. We're open for brunch, dinner, so those are the busiest days. Let me see. Right now, everyone's working almost full time.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to introduce more people now that things are starting to change in the right direction, so we're getting a little busier. And we're needing more people. A lot of people have 2 jobs.
Okay.
And we're trying to accommodate to that so that if you don't want burned out people in here not doing a good job. So we're trying to introduce new people.
It seems like whoever is working in this industry, whether you're owning it or working in it, it's still, there's something passionate about it. People want to be in this space. They want to be serving other people. They want to create an experience for people.
It's in you or it's not. And if it's not, you get the fuck out. You know? It's got to be in you. You have to like to do it. Like I've always loved hosting. I was the kid that threw the keggers in high school, that threw those wild backyard parties or whatnot. So I've always been hosting, and that's what I'm doing now to a different level. So you have to love it. You can't be like, well, I hate people and I want to own a restaurant. Like, no, you're there. You like it or you don't, and you cannot not like to work.
I was walking through the airport not too long ago. I saw all these iconic Chicago restaurants, right? And I'm like, where are you guys? So you have this
There was like a list in the airport, or
no? It's like they took all the places that maybe you were in Chicago, you didn't get an opportunity to eat there, but here we are in the airport.
okay,
And I feel like you guys are on that kind of list.
yeah.
Like people come here when they come, if they find out about you, they're gonna come here and they're gonna be very happy that they did. So are you considering opening up the location? Something you ever thought about? What's that look like for you?
I currently have thought of other business opportunities, not necessarily a duplicate of what this is. So I do have something in the works that I would like to open another business.
Okay.
Semi-related, but not necessarily reproducing this.
Okay. Can we go into any details on that?
I cannot at the moment.
Fair enough.
I don't like to jinx myself.
Fair enough.
But maybe we'll have this conversation again. So.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I have to pry a little bit. So is it still food service?
There will be food involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, so there's some type of entertainment value or something along those lines.
There will be entertainment. There will be, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, like I tell you, I always like to keep a new idea that I strive towards to keep me motivated.
Yes.
Doing the same shit every day is not.
I could see that. I don't want to say stagnant, but if you do this long enough, you're like, okay, I kind of got this down. Maybe I perfected it, quote unquote, but I'm ready to do something else.
Yeah. So for me, it's been 13 and a half years. So, I mean, obviously the whole hiccup with the COVID stuff, that kind of like had to start all over again.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like, all right, you start looking at your numbers from year to year, and it's like, all right, so we're kind of tapping out at this, and this is what it does, and this is what it is, and there's some room for growth. So yeah, I'm ready for something new to keep me motivated, you know?
I'm local realtor Jonathan GRAFFT. Check out our YouTube channel, GRAFFT Real Estate, for the largest collection of curated properties here in Chicago. Whenever you're ready to buy or sell, drop a line, let us talk. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this interview.
Do you have any partners in this business?
I do not.
No? Have you ever considered taking on partners?
Possibility. Not necessarily this one, maybe for future endeavors. Yeah.
When you were opening this, did you consider it at all, or?
I didn't, because I knew with the circumstances of the lady who owned this restaurant, I knew that I had the finances to do it on my own. So I was like, why not?
What was that like? How did you deal with the finances of opening up a restaurant?
I luckily saved up a little bit of money, and then I took out a small loan.
Okay.
And but like I told you that I got a lot of information from people that were in the industry that were surrounding me. And so I would ask them, and every single owner that I talked to told me, do not get a partner.
Okay.
And everyone was very strong about, if you can do it on your own, do it on your own. And so that's what I did.
So you had a bank loan without any previous experience in the industry, is that right?
Yeah, but it was this place was going out of business. It wasn't a big loan.
Okay.
It was already a business, so I just did cosmetic changes.
Oh, so did you technically buy the business?
No, I paid for whatever was left here, but I started my own corporation, my own business. I kind of just got a bit like, well, this is the furniture or whatever that's left in here. And I just paid for that and did cosmetic because they just wanted somebody to rent the place because they had already gone out of business. So they were just like, take over. And then I had a bunch of friends, like 20 of us came in here, and they all helped me. They all helped me.
That's cool.
Paint and knock shit over and just redo the whole place. So I had a lot of help from friends and family to start up.
What inspires you?
What inspires me in life and the industry? Or
Whatever you want to talk about.
I don't know. A reason to live?
Does this give you a reason to wake up in the morning?
A reason to wake up? Something to, I don't know, try to do stuff other people don't do, you know? I opened this when I was 26 years old.
Okay.
The only reason I opened it is because I didn't know what a restaurant, I never even worked in a restaurant, or I would have never done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Justine, I was such a dumbass. I was like, I should have at least worked at a restaurant before.
What are some of your favorite places in Chicago?
Let me see. For which type of food? I love going to Chinatown restaurants. Love me some Asian cuisine.
What do you like?
Let me see. I like Triple Crown's my go-to over there.
Okay.
The original Triple Crown. I love Joy's. I love Joy's Noodles up on Broadway for Thai.
The smoothies they have there?
Yeah. I like, let me think. What other good places? I mean, obviously there's your, like, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 and stuff like that. There's the obvious places. But I mean, let me think. Yeah, I like tacos at 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃 down the street.
Totally. I
have no issues going to the local. There's a tamale lady in the corner of my house I'll go to. I love street food. That's what we just say. We're Mexican street food. When I travel, I don't necessarily search out like what's the fanciest Michelin star restaurants. I'm like, talk to the person working at the bank, like, where do you go for lunch? And that's how I like to research places.
I'm in the same boat. I go to wherever I travel. I go to the bar. And I'm like, sit at the bar.
Where do you go?
Talk to a few spots. Talk to a few people. Find out a new spot.
We get a lot of people from what is that place called, Justine? The place from the breakfast, the hotel bed and breakfast.
Oh, the 11th Street Tab?
What's it called? 11th Street?
Well, it's like the bed and breakfast above 11th Street Tab.
Yeah, so they send people to us over the years a lot. And even that tap place orders catering from us. So, yeah, that's a perfect example. They're like, hey, where do we go? And they send them over here all the time.
It's perfect.
And the arcade place sends people over here all the time. And we're hoping more businesses open around here.
It's only
So we can
moving.
bounce back up.
It's kind of moving from every direction to here finally. Fullerton and
People
Western's
are
getting
opening
this.
up. They opened up a taco joint down the street, Tacos Chingones. And at
That
first,
place is really good.
it's really good.
They're
I
like
know,
$5 tacos, but they're really
good. Yeah, and at first people are like, "Oh, are you worried that they're opening?" And I'm like, "Why? They're bringing people into
That's
the neighborhood."
only good for you.
I was like, I'm happy with anyone that's bringing more people to the neighborhood. And I was like, and their tacos are good.
Yeah.
And their tacos are different than ours. So maybe someone they knew they bring to the neighborhood, maybe one day they don't want to go there and they're going to come here. Or, you know what I mean? Vice versa. So I have no issues. I was like, I've been here 13 fucking years. Do you think a new taco joint's gonna bring me down?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about that stuff.
They have, I think, an octopus taco there that's really good.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that.
Yeah. We that's the place we went with Ben and Jackie, or we brought them the food. We did the interview. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the churros are out. Yeah, they're awesome. They have everything on the menu is good.
The food was all really
Yeah,
good.
they're really good. They do the handmade tortillas and stuff. So yeah, my blessing to them. When people try to, hey, are you worried? Oh, come on, we're not the same kind of place.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's what's you fostered something that's different here.
Yeah.
So no one's ever going to be like, oh, Estrella Negra. That's like you can't do that. You are completely on a level on your
Thank
own.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the goal.
So
If you want something from here, you have to come here.
yes,
You can't be like, well, we could just go to this place. Like, no, if you're craving here, you're coming here.
if someone's coming here for the first time, what do you recommend they order?
First time, I go through phases with the menu. I would definitely say get like a sampler of tamales. They take longer, but my mom makes them. They're really
Oh, yeah?
fresh.
Your mom is making the tamales?
Yeah, they're really fresh. I would say get like some tamales, the pozole, some pomegranate guacamole, maybe a chorizo goat cheese quesadilla,
It's real good. You guys
are-
put goat cheese on the wings too, right?
and the wings. Yeah.
I always love that.
And
It's such a good touch.
Well, for me was instead of a dipping sauce, usually you want the dipping sauce for the
You
creaminess.
throw the cheese, you dip it in the cheese. It's so cool.
And it was because we already have goat cheese. And
Yeah.
remember, I told you you reuse product on
Yep.
hand, so that's what we did. And I don't know if you're aware, we won the Wing Festival.
No.
We had first place once and second place 3 times.
Wow.
And for exotic wings.
Exotic wings. It's
Yeah.
a good category.
Yeah,
You guys are totally
there's
in that
3
category.
categories. Yeah, so we've got first place once and second place 3 times.
What are the other categories?
Exotic, hot, and what's the other one? Traditional, I believe.
Okay.
It's like spicy, regular, and exotic.
Who are the winners of the others? Do you know?
I don't know. It's always the same people in those competitions. Well, I don't even. Let me think. Output always wins.
Okay.
Output Lounge.
Uh-huh.
They always up there. I think who else? It's been a couple of years now since we were in that.
When I think Mexican, I don't think wings.
You don't, but spicy tamarind sauce is Mexican.
So how'd that happen? What made you put wings on?
I love wings.
Me too. I love wings.
I love wings, and then it's like, we have some TVs, watch sports. Sometimes people just want wings and a beer.
Yeah.
And we do Wednesday $1 wings, $3 beers. So I'm like, well, I like going to those places. Why can't I have something like that?
We had to come here on a Thursday,
we
didn't we?
Yeah. Thursday we did $3 empanadas and $5 pomegranate sangrias.
Beautiful. Okay.
We do our weekday specials. We'll pick a couple of things.
How do you choose those?
I try to go with stuff that's probably will come out quicker, and maybe some higher profit margin stuff. Although wings have lost their profit margin
Price has gone up a ton, right?
a ton. They went from 69 cents to $3 a pound.
Wow. Okay.
So that's why it's no longer 50-cent wing nights.
Yeah.
Now it's $1 wing nights. Yeah, everything has gone up. And
how's that affected you? Because you can't pass all that cost on to the consumer.
I mean, you have to a certain amount. You still have to stay competitive within the neighborhood, and you have to see what everyone else has done. But yeah, definitely, you cannot stay stagnant or you're gonna fail. And especially, making a tamarind sauce requires a lot more work. And also using goat cheese, that's a very expensive cheese. So it's like our wings are already like a little expensive to make. So, I mean, you have to alter stuff, You have to look at the numbers, use your spreadsheet, and hey, this is the cost and this is what it's telling us to charge. So you have to do it. And then you look at what the neighborhood's charging. Well, what are they charging? All right, well, they're not the same wings, but you can't have $10 wings here. I mean, you can't have $20 wings here and then they're $10 there. So
Yeah.
you have to stay competitive.
Well, you guys
So-
have the full wing too.
We do the full wing,
As
yeah, the
opposed
whole
to
wing.
other places, like if you hear about it, or you see it on a menu, you're like, okay, well that's $1, and then it's $2 over there, but you don't know you're getting twice as much wing over here.
Yeah, it's whole wings.
Yeah.
It's whole wings. So yeah. But yeah, that's how we.
Are there any items, with all the prices increasing and the inability to pass all that cost on to the consumer because you need to stay competitive, are there items where you've seen a significant reduction in your margin, or some things that you've had to just quit altogether because of that, because of supply chain restraints and inflation?
We've had, let me see. I mean, for the most part, I just eliminated a couple menu items. Like we used to have like sweet potato fries.
I love those.
I know, and we haven't brought them back. But I was like, we already have other fries, and that's already. So we like we're.
Well, you guys have the maple glaze that was on them
The
too?
agave nectar with cinnamon.
Agave, yeah.
We
Oh,
get
it's
people
so
all the
good.
time like, we want to order those, so we'll bring them back. We'll bring them back. So you know, we will transition, and then we want to bring it back, and then just as specials. So it's like, well, come back now because they're here now.
Yeah.
And we found that works the best with having specials. Is like, all right, well, just make it available during this month. Like our fish taco will only be available till the end of this month.
I like that idea, because if I know a place is going to have something for a limited amount of time on a menu, I'd go there.
Yeah.
I always describe it to sales, especially like it's selling real estate. Like you have to price it right to begin with, because people are going to have this FOMO feeling
Yeah.
where they're like, I need to go now before someone else takes it, because look at the price. That's a good price.
Exactly.
And with food, it's not about the price. It's just about, here's this item.
Supply and demand.
Yes,
And
we have this. That's all there is. Next month they're not going to have it. Let's make sure we go.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely we do like February our strawberry mole, and then we leave it on the menu so you could see it, but you can't order it. And everybody wants to order it when it's not there. Same with our fish tacos. So then now when it's available, we do our promotional like, hey, available now, available this month. Like, come get it now.
How do you promote things?
We do mostly social media.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, those kind of things.
Do you have an email list?
We have an email list. I don't use it as often. I should. Why am I using it?
You should totally use it.
Yeah.
Even if, because you guys don't have a POS that you bring to the table. You guys just sign bills like traditionally, right?
We have a POS now that we bring to the table.
Because then if you could capture someone's email there,
Yeah.
I bet you'd see.
Yeah,
see
we
something from
do.
that.
We did change our POS system over the pandemic, so now we have like when people do online ordering, so it captures your email and
Yeah.
phone numbers and stuff, and we will definitely be using that for marketing.
It's funny. The stats still show emails better than social.
Really?
Yes. Even with the young generation, it doesn't matter. Just because you're getting it, like as long as it's getting to the person's email, as long as they see it, it's.
And on social, you're looking
a million other things.
and you're looking to be entertained. So you're like, no.
Yeah, I don't care about your
I
wing
guess
special.
yeah, you're right. I have to look back into that. It's been a while since we've done email marketing.
I'm always surprised by the results from email marketing. What are you using? Toast or what POS?
Toast.
Yeah, everyone seems to be using Toast now. Why did you switch to that?
They had we were already looking to upgrade, and doing research, we found that they had the best reviews, and they came to us with a great deal.
Okay.
So they came to us at the right time with a great deal, and it's very easy to use. They're user friendly and they're competitive with their pricing. So we've had no issues. We love it. We love having that much control, the back end of it. Like right now, like saying we're out of stock of something or this or that, just everything all together. And it has like collects the email addresses of people, and you could do direct marketing through that.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, so they allow you to do direct marketing through Toast too?
through Toast,
so they
yeah.
do email marketing?
They have the emails that are. So right now, if you place a order through here, it's gonna ask for your email address for you to complete the order.
the receipt,
And then,
yeah.
so I have collected emails. I also have
Can you do SMS too?
like text.
Yeah.
I haven't tried, but it collects phone numbers.
Text is huge too.
Text is huge.
The response rates on text are really big. They're better than email right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I get annoyed when I get text
Me
promotions.
Me too, but not if I want them. So, for instance, we're talking about Zanies, right?
Yeah.
I love the Zanies texts.
Okay.
They're like, hey, tickets right now, 2 hours, whatever, buy them. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know about this. Totally in.
Yeah, you're right. Because you could just stop if you don't like it, right?
Yeah, you can stop
You're
it.
like, hey, stop.
You can always stop it. And it's easier to stop than an email because I get a million emails, so many. Text them. I feel like I'm only given that number if I want it to begin with too.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm entering my number. If it's a business I want to get your promos from.
I just wonder if people would feel it's intrusive if you just started texting them.
It's,
If they-
it's
if they-
only for things they want, right? So it's a special. It's like, hey, now we're offering this. Only good news, nothing that's spammy.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. It has to be very useful.
Half off with this text.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or for like a flash, like maybe you're gonna have a slow
sale.
You're gonna have a slow week because of some sporting event or something that's going on in Chicago. So okay, let's get people through the door.
Yeah. I'll look into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your ink fresh? I see some peeling.
Yeah.
Looks
So
real.
I mean, there's a fresh this 5 sessions. So yeah, it's
How many hours is that?
I'm about, let me see, 5 sessions, about 20 hours.
Okay.
We got one more session for detail.
Did you draw that?
No.
No. I see.
Actually, but what's cool is my friend Beto, who designed the logo for the restaurant, he designed it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I see all the art around here.
Yeah.
Who?
We have our featured artist, like 𝗦𝗥𝗢𝗦𝗥𝗕𝗏 is the featured artist, and we've had different artists come in and out, but he's been our main featured artist. Beto Munoz, who designed our logo, is like the original, who first did the first art pieces we had in here. He did the logo T-shirt.
I like the
Tattoo.
purple. It's good.
You
It's a
know,
good color, purple.
we like to, every time we make a shirt, do like a color we haven't done before.
Yeah.
Or we try to not repeat the same logo. And this logo we repeated because it's 10 years since we did this shirt.
Okay.
So we're like, hey, let's bring back the shirt, because when we wear it, people are like, hey, I want that shirt.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes it a collector's item in a way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're about to do a rebrand soon.
Oh yeah.
So the same artist is gonna just reconfigure the same logo.
Okay.
And just to grow.
Yeah. What's prompting that?
I just feel, it's I'm resigning a new lease, so that's A, and it's always good to have a new project ready to go. Keep everyone motivated. Mm-hmm. A new shirt, a new beer. We do collaborative beers.
I saw those
do.
right over there. I didn't know you guys did beer.
Yeah, so we do beer. We've been doing it since our 9th year, I believe.
Okay.
And first we started off with Blue Island Beer Company, and we're doing a yearly beer with them, a tamarind beer. And then we had interest with other beer companies wanting to do the same project. So we started working with 𝗥𝗲𝗏𝗧𝗧 down the street. And it was cool working with those guys because it's 2 Mexican guys. Parents are from the same town as my parents.
Cool.
So I thought that was really cool. And so once I started working with them and I saw how much freedom they gave towards making the beer, they're giving us like free platform, like recipe and label. And so we started working with them now, and our last one was a 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗥𝗕𝗏 stout beer.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then our next beer is gonna be a sour beer, a pineapple cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Estrella Negra mean?
Estrella Negra is Black Star. It's a representation of like revolutionary thinking. It's always been a revolutionary, iconic image. And so I've been drawn to that as an image overall.
When I think of your place, I mean, I think of the food, of course, but I also think of the vibe you have here. Even walking in, it's like a DMT trip right around here on the door. It's like
Right.
before you even enter. And then you walk inside and you're like, okay, this is different. There's something going on here. And your eyes move throughout every wall and every place. And then that's before you even sit down, right? Before you even take a look at the menu, your eyes are busy looking around here.
Yeah, so part of the reason when I opened up the place, I wanted a place that showcased art, whether it's food on the walls, whatever it may be. And I also wanted a place where you feel you're coming to my house. Okay. Like you feel at home. That's why you don't see like a lot of advertisements. You don't see, whatever it is, Bud Light signs or whatever it is, because I wanted the experience to be like, you're coming over to my house and I hang out.
Yeah.
Because there's no better feeling than when you go hang out with a friend. So I like when people come here and you feel like you're at my house as opposed to, hey, I'm going to this restaurant and there's digital advertisements and all this thing that's like, hey. Although I am subliminally showcasing you stuff to buy, but it's not like in your face. You know what I mean?
When it's your stuff. So
Yeah,
like,
and it's our
like,
stuff.
hey, do you want to support the brand? Do you want to support us? Here's some swag.
And we collaborate with other artists with everything we do, like the art on the walls and the T-shirts, the beer that we work with is always local people.
I see those are separate, and those weren't here last time I was here. Who does that section right over there?
Okay, so that section right now is Jamie Munoz. He is a tattoo artist from Lombard, brother of Beto Munoz.
Okay.
They own a tattoo shop together. And he does like new school caricature tattoo and art. He's currently doing gym shoes now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he airbrushing them, or is he designing them? Or
Airbrush, yeah, like customizing. Mm-hmm. So they could be like Batman shoes or whatever, and Jordans that are now whatever character, subject matter. But yeah, that's what's awesome about working with new artists, and then we get new artwork in here, and it sort of gives a fresh paint job to the restaurant without actually giving a fresh paint job. So people are like, "Oh, would you guys do something in here?" Which we did renovate recently, but still, even then, we've already changed our artwork once since renovating. So it brings, a fresh feel, fresh look, and you're supporting a different person, or you know what I mean?
yeah. Do you ever sell any of the artwork?
It is, we do sell it, yeah. Indirectly. Is the IRS watching? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's the point of having it up, so that we can promote the artist and they can make a sale, and yeah.
That's cool. When I think of a restaurant, I think of one of the most intimidating businesses. You're dealing with things that are going bad in a week, if that. You're thinking of getting people in the door. You're thinking of the space you have to heat, cool, decorate, take care of. Then you have all the employees. I feel like
Stressed out.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Now we drink.
There we go. It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
What made you want to do this?
So I've just had a passion for not necessarily just having a restaurant, but having a place that art and food, and I have a band, so music, and so I just kind of it's always been in me, and the opportunity arose for me to come upon this place, and I was like, that's perfect. Give me whatever place it is. I'm good.
How did the journey start?
Let me see. It was in '08. No, yeah, it was '08 during the recession. So whoever owned this place was going bankrupt. So lucky for me, I was able to get a place at a cheap price.
Were you already looking to open up a restaurant, or did you see
It was already a vision of mine, and it was about getting a restaurant, bar, and have arts. We've done here art shows, piñata making classes. We do loteria nights. So we do several events here, which is what I was looking to do, like something that it was more than just you come here to eat. Mm-hmm. It's bonus that our food is also kick-ass.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So your food tastes like no other food. Whenever I've brought people here, whenever I eat here, the reason I always started coming back is you have it, you're like, oh, I've never had this before.
Right.
I mean, you guys have burritos, but your burritos are not burritos.
Yeah.
You have this soup the soup is awesome. Your wings are fantastic. I mean, everything is really good, and it stands out because it's just not what you're typically used to. When you think of Mexican, like I always have a hard time describing this to people, because I'm like, it's Mexican, but it's not. Like, I don't know what the influence is, but it's like something different than you're used to having. I brought my nieces here once, and they're like, what are they, 20 and 16 now, and they're a little younger before that. And they were like, they're from the suburbs. Like, I've never had anything like this. What's going on here?
Well, that's the point. Like, having a Mexican restaurant, I do get criticism from traditional Mexican cultured people and saying that I'm not authentic. I'm like, well, nowhere am I advertising that I'm authentic Mexican.
Well, there's authentic Mexican everywhere.
A billion Mexican restaurants, and you could throw a rock outside right now and hit a Mexican restaurant. So I'm not trying to outdo them. And I'm not saying that they're bad restaurants, because they're a lot of delicious restaurants. But I was trying to do my own take on food and my own twist on how things that I like, because I am of Mexican culture, but I'm born here in the U.S.
Okay.
And so there's things that, like, I spent summers in Mexico and lived here. So my palate has things that I enjoyed there as a kid or as an adult, back and forth, and kind of make a combination of it, like our tamarind chicken wings. The idea from that came about me eating all the time. There's tamarind, like spicy chili candies, because every candy in Mexico has to be spicy.
Yeah.
And so when I was thinking, what do I like about wings? I'm like, I like sweet, I like sour, I like spicy. And the first thing that came to my mind was tamarind candy.
Yeah.
And we have tamarind wings, we have tamarind margaritas, and we had a tamarind beer. So, you know what I mean? Like, kind of take those ideas from just living and eating stuff from both cultures that has brought on this. And because I'm not traditionally trained, like as a cook or chef, I don't follow rules that I think maybe a lot of people that go to culinary school do.
That makes perfect sense.
So then I think that's why I always have a different taste and different twist to the food. Because for me, I'm like, I ask my mom, hey, ask grandma, or ask her, hey, how do you make this? Okay, that's how you make a tamale. All right, so what if we put sugar in it and vanilla, and now we have a chocolate chip tamale, which they were upset about when I came out, and it ended up being our best dessert. It even brought comedian 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗏 in here and his crew.
I saw that.
Chocolate chip tamale, yeah.
So is that what brought him in?
Yeah.
That specific thing, they wanted to try it?
Yep. I met him at a show, invited him to the restaurant, and I told him chocolate chip tamales. Now I've known them for 8 years.
You like comedy?
They come here. I love comedy, yeah.
Where do you go around here?
We do the local spots, Zanies and stuff.
I live down the street from Zanies.
Oh, yeah?
I was there last week.
Yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago.
We're setting up an interview with them right now.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Zanies.
That's a great spot to go to, yeah.
I love comedy because it's true, it's real. It's like one of the last free forms of expression that's really out there.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 hours, you have fun, maybe you do. Even if you don't like the comic, you can still talk about the comic. And like you can talk about the bad jokes and have just as much fun with the bad jokes as the good ones.
For sure. It's funny because nowadays, like, comedians seem like smarter at politics than politicians do.
100%.
And politics seem more like clowns than comedians do.
Totally.
Go figure.
So did you create all the recipes?
So all the recipes, the traditional ones are like family recipes, and then all of the adventurous ones. So I have like 4 tamales. So yeah, after that, I just would butcher them. I've come up with plenty of terrible dishes too, and
I bet
that's how you find which one works.
What do you think that is? For every good dish that ends up on the menu, how many bad dishes are put in the works?
So the way I found that the menu evolved was I would get sick of what's currently on the menu, and then I would start making stuff for myself, and the staff would be like, "Well, what are you eating? I want to have that," and then it kind of menu evolved that way. Obviously, during COVID, we cut a lot of stuff back and we minimized some menu items, but we made the proper transitions for us to survive through it. So no shame in that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to trim down, pare down.
Yeah, and I think it was good moves and good trimming.
What were you doing before this?
So I went to Columbia College for 5 years for arts. I was a film and video major for computer animation.
Okay.
And after that, I was doing music. I have a band.
What do you do in the band?
I do guitar and vocals and writing.
Okay. Do you do what are the Spanish songs? Not novellas. Those are the things people watch. But you know what I'm talking about, like the romantic songs in Mexican culture.
I don't do romantic songs.
No. Okay.
I do punk rock romantic songs. Kill a bitch. Ah. No, we're like punk rock Spanish, bilingual rock. So yeah, I was doing that, and then this is actually a transition to a previous question. At the age of 13, I was working cleaning beer systems as a kid. That was my side gig while I was going through college and high school and stuff. I was working cleaning beer systems, and I did that for about 13 years.
Beer systems are like the taps and everything?
Yeah, the beer taps and the soda line systems. So I was doing that. So at a very early age, I had the inside on restaurant, hotel, all the industry. And I just learned along the way, and I was like, man, I saw the bozos that had businesses, and I was like, I could do this shit.
That's how I became a realtor.
You know, you're like, this guy's doing this, making money. Come on. Yeah. So, so then I was like, all right. I started taking notes and learning, and anytime I had questions, I knew people that were managers, bartenders, servers, whatever it is, everyone from industry since I was 13 years old. And these are people I've known for 8, 9 years. So I just told them, I want to open a restaurant. So any questions you have, any recipes, whatever, like people were more than willing. So that's what I did. I knew zero about business. And I just asked the people that I grew up with that were involved in business, hey, how do you do inventory? Hey, how do you do this? And everyone was just showing me along the way and took notes. And here we are now, 13 and a half years later.
What do you think some of the hardest parts of running this?
Hardest part, let me see. There's so many, there's a rotation of hard parts. You know, sometimes it's staying relevant. Sometimes it's finding employees. Sometimes it's the taxes are going up. Sometimes it's you need a remodel. You don't have enough money. So there's a rotation of hard parts. But yeah, if you don't have the passion for it, you're not gonna make it. That's why so many businesses fail. If you're someone who wants to just go and collect money and sit at home, restaurant business is not for you. You have to have passion for it, 1,000%. You have to have passion for it because you're gonna live here, which is why I make it feel like my home.
What is it like to hire different employees, do different things, find everyone that's doing these things? To manage people.
So managing people is tough because every individual has their own egos and their own way of doing things, and nowadays you have to have certain sensitivities. You have to speak a certain way, and you have to motivate a certain way. You have to lead a certain way. So it is difficult. It became more apparent after having to close during COVID for a little bit and then having to restaff coming back from it because it was like reopening again. Because I kind of forgot what that was like because we were open for 12 years before that happened. And then, so I already had a consistent staff. And even if somebody leaves, we kind of had the rotation in and out. So it was something that I kind of had forgot how difficult it is. So you also learn to appreciate employees a lot more. And also to pick out employees better. So it's definitely very difficult, but I mean, if you put in the work, anything difficult is possible,
What's your favorite thing about doing this?
My favorite thing is I'm a people person, and I enjoy seeing people that I've met. I have people that come that since I've known since I was 5 years old come through here. So I love people coming in and out, and I really enjoy that. I'm a people person, so I enjoy having people throughout my whole history come in and out, say hello, come support, have a drink, have some food, see their families. I see their kids grow up, and so I enjoy that. I like creating too, so it's nice creating the food and making partnerships with other people that are striving to do their own thing, and you partner up with them and you grow together.
Totally.
Yeah.
I can tell you have a huge pride of ownership. I've always loved coming here. I think you guys have a vibe that is unmatchable, uncomparable to anything else.
Appreciate it.
And the food's great. So I really appreciate the time today, and I'm glad we could do this.
Anytime.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to watch another My Chicago podcast, click here. If you want to see exceptional Chicago properties, click here. Thanks for watching.